You think you know snakes. You've seen them curled under rocks, slinking through forests, hiding in backyard sheds. You believe you can predict where they might be based on familiar places. But here's the truth. These creatures are among the most adaptable predators on Earth. With over 3,900 known species, snakes have conquered nearly every environment imaginable: swamps, jungles, mountaintops, and yes, even deserts. Today, we take you into one of the most unforgiving landscapes on the planet to reveal the snakes that rule it. Welcome to the world of desert serpents. Their survival strategies will shock you. First, the Sidewinder rattlesnake. Found in the Mojave, Sonoran, and Chihuahuan deserts of North America, the Sidewinder rattlesnake performs its strange sideways dance across the sand. It's not just a quirky trick. This movement helps minimize contact with the scorching surface, keeping the snake cool as it glides, like wind over dunes. But when it comes to hunting, the Sidewinder becomes still as stone. It lies in wait, half buried in sand, motionless except for its eyes. Its venom isn't the deadliest, but make no mistake, this snake is a killer. Its cytotoxic venom begins destroying flesh almost immediately, delivering excruciating pain and rapid tissue damage. For small mammals, like kangaroo rats and desert mice, one bite means paralysis within seconds. If the prey tries to flee, it doesn't get far. The Sidewinder has a perfect tracking system. It follows the scent trail until the venom does its job, then swallows its victim whole. Next, across the ocean, in the endless sands of the Sahara, another phantom lies in wait. The horned viper, named for the horn, like scales above its eyes. This snake is a master of camouflage. It buries itself beneath the sand until it becomes nearly invisible, just two eyes, watching, waiting. When prey, a rodent, a lizard, perhaps an unsuspecting bird, wanders too close, the viper erupts from its hiding spot with terrifying speed. Its venom is moderately potent, but effective. Once injected, it starts destroying blood cells and tissue, weakening the prey with every passing second. The strike is so fast and precise, the prey rarely escapes. And if it does, like the Sidewinder, the horned viper will patiently track it down. This is a killer that doesn't waste energy. It knows the desert rewards only precision. Now, while vipers strike with venom, the Arabian sandboa uses raw force. Unlike the others, this snake is a constrictor, non-venomous, but equally lethal. It spends nearly its entire life beneath the sand, only emerging when something edible stirs above. Small lizards and baby rodents make up the bulk of its diet. With eyes perched on top of its head, the boa can watch the surface while keeping its body completely hidden. When a target is close, it lunges upward, coils tight, and squeezes the life out of its prey in seconds. It may be small, but underground, the Arabian sandboa is a silent executioner. Next, let's talk about the snake with a reputation of death among the stones. The deserts of Iran hold a snake that looks like it was carved from the land itself, the Persian horned viper. Its rough, sand-colored scales help it disappear into rocky terrain, waiting patiently for anything warm-blooded that dares to wander by. This viper's venom is potent and unforgiving. Once it bites, its hemotoxic venom quickly breaks down blood and tissue, sometimes causing necrosis in larger animals. It doesn't chase. It doesn't wander. It waits and strikes with surgical precision. Lizards, rodents, birds, they all meet the same fate. One strike, and they're finished. Let's talk about the desert king snake. With black and white chain-like patterns along its body, the desert king snake looks almost regal. But don't let its elegant appearance fool you. This is a ruthless predator. Found in the deserts of the southwestern United States and northern Mexico, the king snake is a non-venomous constrictor with a superpower: immunity to rattlesnake venom. It regularly hunts and kills venomous snakes, coiling around them until their ribs collapse and their lungs shut down. And then it swallows them whole. Rodents, lizards, eggs, they're all fair game. But it's the snake-on-snake violence that gives this creature its throne in the desert. Now, if there's one snake in the desert you do not want to cross, it's the Mojave rattlesnake. Found across the Mojave, Sonoran, and Chihuahuan deserts, this snake delivers a venom so toxic, it's ranked as the most dangerous rattlesnake in North America. Unlike other rattlers, the Mojave's venom contains both neurotoxins, which affect the brain, and hemotoxins, which destroy blood cells. A single bite can cause paralysis, respiratory failure, and even death if untreated. But its strikes are not wasted. The Mojave uses its heat-sensing pits to detect prey, then coils and unleashes a blindingly fast bite. Within moments, its venom begins to shut down the prey's nervous system. It feeds mostly on rodents and birds. But everything about its biology is tuned for efficiency and lethality. And then, the glossy snake. By day, the glossy snake hides beneath the sands of the American Southwest. But by night, it comes alive, gliding across the desert floor in search of food. It's a non-venomous constrictor, smooth-scaled with a shiny, almost pearlescent appearance. Its diet includes lizards, small mammals, and insects. It's not fast, nor flashy, but what makes the glossy snake a perfect desert predator is its patience. It stalks rather than strikes, following scent trails and relying on stillness to get close enough to coil and crush its prey. It may not have venom, but it does have strategy, and that's just as deadly in the dark. Next, the desert tiger snake. In the dry, rocky deserts of Western Australia, there exists a shadow few ever see: the desert tiger snake. Rare, secretive, and highly venomous, this snake is a cousin of Australia's more famous tiger snake, adapted to survive in much drier conditions. Its venom is among the most toxic in the world, neurotoxic and coagulopathic, meaning it can cause paralysis and disrupt blood clotting at the same time. Prey doesn't get a second chance. Lizards and small mammals are ambushed in rocky outcrops and sparse scrublands. And while human encounters are rare, this is a snake best admired from afar. And now, what about the shovel-nosed snake? Tiny, secretive, and often mistaken for a worm, the shovel-nosed snake is a master of underground hunting. Native to the deserts of the southwestern U.S., this slender creature has a flattened, spade-shaped snout designed for burrowing. By day, it hides beneath the sand. By night, it emerges to feed on insects, spiders, and centipedes, using rapid strikes and quick digestion to stay ahead of predators. It's non-venomous, non-aggressive, and almost invisible in its environment. But like all desert snakes, it's an expert in energy efficiency, stealth, and survival in extremes. Lastly, in the red sands of the Australian outback lives a hunter that doesn't wait for prey to come to it. It goes in after them. Meet the woma python. This thick-bodied constrictor specializes in raiding the burrows of rodents, lizards, and even other snakes. Its narrow head and strong skull let it enter tight spaces, crashing through tunnels like a tank. Once it finds its target, it wraps tightly, crushing ribs and squeezing the air out of lungs. Death comes by suffocation, not venom. But make no mistake, the woma is a fearless predator and one of the few pythons that actively hunts snakes. In a land where everything hides to survive, the woma crashes through barriers with brute force. These snakes aren't just lucky survivors. They are evolution's masterpieces. Some, like the Sidewinder, have infrared heat-sensing pits that allow them to hunt in total darkness, zeroing in on warm-blooded prey like a missile. Others, like the horned viper, use their skin and stillness to vanish completely into the landscape. Their metabolism is so efficient, they can go months without a meal. And some can live nearly a year without drinking water, extracting moisture from the bodies of their prey. Every trait is precision engineered for survival in a place that punishes weakness. So the next time you think you know where snakes live, remember the Sidewinder dancing across burning sand, the horned viper buried inches from your foot, the boa waiting in silence beneath your step. In the desert, they do more than survive. They reign. This is just one chapter in the story of Earth's most misunderstood creatures. Stick around because in the next episode, we'll show you more snakes where you least expect them. If you enjoyed this wild journey through the sands, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, which desert snake do you fear or admire the most?